Hello. I'm going to be honest. I don't really know what to expect with the food that I ordered today. It's not a dish that I'm really familiar with, but I thought I'd get it and see what it was like. Um, it's called脆皮五花肉. So 五花肉is like pork belly. Wu means five, and hua means flour. But in this case, it means like five layer, and then roll is meat. And what that means is like meat, fat, meat, fat, meat, fat. Like when you get pork belly, um, it's got like layers of meat and fat and meat and fat. Like usually what we would make into bacon actually in the West. And they call that wuharo. And then sui pi means crispy. Sui means crispy, and pi means skin. So like crispy skin pork belly. Um, so that's this. So I knew what that was, but I'm not familiar with the way that they're serving it at this restaurant. And then what it came with is some like basically wrappers to make like rolls with, and some lettuce and cucumber. So I think you're basically supposed to make like it's kind of like Chinese tacos. I think. Um, like I said, I've never had this dish before, but um, I just thought I'd try it. Um, so it came with some chili cumin powder, uh,香辣孜然fur. So that's like chili and cumin, like just or red pepper, probably red pepper and cumin. And then this is烤鸭酱. So there's another. This restaurant also serves another thing called烤鸭, which is the famous version of it is the Beijing roast duck. Um, it's the Beijing version is famous. Places all over China make various, basically the same versions or slightly different versions. Um, so I think that the way you're supposed to eat this is the same as you eat that, which is you put a little sauce and your meat and some veggies and stuff, and then wrap it up in a wrap. Whew, these wraps are hot. um, so we'll try doing that. um, but you can see the wuharo is a pretty common option for meat here. You can kind of see where they get the name here with something like this, where you can see the striations of like fat meat, and it's basically like bacon, just it's kind of a Chinese uncured bacon. Let's figure out how to get these wraps pulled apart. They're all kind of stuck together in one big pile. Let me flip it over. It's quite hot. It's hard to touch them. Oh. Oh, I got one pulled off. I guess what I'll have to do is just kind of put the seasonings and stuff on the meat itself. Yeah, this looks like it's just kind of like some cumin and pepper ground up. Just kind of pour that on the meat. Probably if you're having this served at a restaurant or whatever, it would be in little cups or something. Um, I'm pretty sure like this is basically the same sort of serving style as like Beijing roast duck. And the way that gets served is um, you'll get all the duck just kind of cut up into pieces. Um, a little sauce on here. And then you'll have some like veggies and sauces and stuff at your table and wraps. And you just take, uh, you know, pieces of veggie and pieces of wrap, and then just kind of put a little meat on and a little veggie. And I'm just going to try with just a little bit of lettuce and cucumber, and then throw some of this meat on, and then just kind of wrap it up. So I think this is the same as what you would do if you get like Beijing roast duck. Just instead, this has basically Chinese bacon, or maybe like you might call it like pancetta, maybe. I mean, I know those are the thing is those are specific things, but it's just pork belly. So let's try. It's kind of making it like a taco, basically. It's pretty good. So it lives up to the name of crispy skin pork belly. And then the roast duck sauce, the烤鸭酱, that's kind of a sweet, little sweet and a savory kind of sauce. Kind of similar to a barbecue sauce, but maybe a bit more like barbecue sauce, maybe like made from soy sauce as the salty part. The flavors all go quite well together. You get kind of the crunchy lightness of the cucumber and the lettuce, and the pretty sort of salty and fatty pork belly. So in Chinese, when you have a wrap, you call it juar or juar bing. Bing just means any kind of flat pancake type thing. So these kind of things are called bing. And juar means something rolled up. So juar bing is like a pancake type thing that you wrap rolled up. Within Chinese cuisine, there's a whole bunch of different types of foods that are called juar bing. Various kind of wraps and things. This is so some of the kinds of things like I think in a previous episode I got some spring rolls. Those are called chunjuar. And then so that's that same juar. There's a decent number of different kind of options of types of things where you get a pancake kind of thing, and then you wrap it up at the table. So you get a bunch of items, and then you kind of make your own wraps at the table. And then there's also several other kinds of more like street food type stuff that are sort of categorized by being like a wrap that's made for you, and then you get it as something you can hold. So like, but those, so like the difference is kind of like the ones that you do yourself tend to be kind of restaurant food, or things that you would make for like a family get together or something where you have a whole bunch of people all together. And then the pre-rolled kind of things, those tend to be a bit larger, more like a whole one wrap will be a whole meal kind of thing, or at least a snack. And they tend to be more like they tend to have a few more things inside, so it ends up being more like it's a full meal. Whereas these smaller kind of ones are you make at the table, like, and they tend to be, just a couple bites, and then you make several of them, and that'll be your meal. Like, you eat several of them. With the chunbing, the spring rolls kind of things, you tend to roll it up as like an actual roll with the ends closed in. Some people, when they do the sort of this style, they also roll them up with the ends closed. I tend to just do these ones open-ended and then eat it more like it's a kind of taco as opposed to like a little mini burrito. But I'm not sure if that's something I've done, and I've seen other people do it that way. I don't know if that's really like traditional or just something I picked up along the way. But I found with this style, it lets you put more stuff in. And with this, you tend to have larger chunks of stuff. With the spring pancakes ones, the spring rolls, that tends to be lots of small little strips of stuff. When you're having the wraps with like Beijing roast duck, or with this kind of thing, this wu hua rou, the stuff you're having with it tends to be bigger chunks, so like kind of makes more sense to just kind of do a quick little wrap. It's a very good combination of flavors. There's like crunchy, there's some soft bits, there's fatty, salty, fresh from the like cucumber and the lettuce, and then like a bit of sweet from that the barbecue sauce there, the烤鸭酱. And then there's also a bit of spice from that powder stuff. It wasn't super strong. It tastes more like cumin than like red pepper, but it had a little bit of spice to it. Well, I'm gonna keep on rolling these up and finish up this meal, but I'll talk to y'all on the next one.